You are listening to the Wrestlebox Podcast. Hi, and welcome to the Wrestlebox Podcast. I am Paul the Hat Guy Flinders, and joining me tonight is Mr. Echo himself, Alan Morrison.
Hello.
See, have you sorted your microphone out for tonight?
I certainly have. Hope so, anyway.
How have you been, pal? It's been a while. Took up 2 weeks, actually, since I spoke to you last.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah, a lot on at the moment. Work issues, family life and all that. So, hey-ho.
Yeah, same here. Been out all day. It's been nice. Sorted the garden out. Little man's not been well. But
seems to be good.
Yeah, he's all right with himself, little man. He's all right with himself. He's just,
Yep.
Been to doctors today. Good job we did, because he said if he didn't go in his team today, he'd been at A&E on a drip. So, lucky. Good job, my partners, on the ball and that sort of thing.
Hashtag get well mini hat guy.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. But yeah, we're going to start off tonight with some bad news, which came in yesterday, Wednesday, with the discovery of Chyna, who has died at the age of 45 in her own home.
Sad times.
It is sad times. It just seems that, so many people dropping like flies. Last week it was Balls Mahoney. We had Chris Travis not long before that. It's just been a bad year.
It has. 2016. Really? As the hashtag's knocking around at the moment. What, hashtag fuck you 2016?
Yeah, it's actually hashtag fuck 2016. We are trying our best to get that over and get that trending. Yeah, if you could, if you've got a status, about somebody else dying this year, celebrity or wrestler, just stick it on the end of your status or on your Twitter. We'll get it over.
Yeah, it's like what's his name, Prince. He found
today breaking. Today. Yeah, breaking today. Just as just before we came on air, by about an hour, it was Prince had just been announced dead in his own home.
Yeah, he's been having some trouble. Last week he was rushed off his private jet to hospital with a bad case of flu. So it's.
He's another one.
If you're a celebrity, hide yourself, because it seems to be 2016 is the worst year for you guys.
The Grim Reaper must be on fucking double time.
That's what it is.
Well, like I say, just out of curiosity, we'll talk about Chyna shortly. But I came up with a list just before, just to show how many. Hence, this is why I was thinking about the hashtag fuck 2016. I was just thinking, how many people has actually died this year from the celebrity in the wrestling world? I've just got I can't say a small list. It's fairly extensive. This is mostly in order. Towards the end, it's got people that weren't on, that we'd forgotten about. Oh, well, crikey, they've gone as well. We had David Bowie in January, age 69. Alan Rickman, age 69 as well, January the 14th. The Eagles frontman Glenn Frey, 67, in January the 18th. Terry Wogan, 77 years of age, died at the end of January the 31st. Harper Lee, the author of To Kill a Mockingbird, February the 19th. Frank Kelly, who was also better known as Father Jack out of Father Ted.
Fact.
Arse girls, brick. I love my brick. 77 years of age, February 28th, and then you had the creator of Coronation Street, Tony Warren, age 79, March the 1st. Sir George Martin, the Beatles producer, age 90, on March the 8th. Paul Daniels, 77, March the 17th. Ronnie Corbett, 85 years of age, March the 31st. Then you had Denise Robertson, the agony aunt off this morning. That's probably only going to be the UK listeners get that one. 83 years of age on March the 31st. David Guest, 62 years of age, April the 12th. And like I say, today, Prince, today. And then also, I forgot about, was Lemmy out of Motorhead. He's passed away. Victoria Wood. Doris Roberts has also died. But that's just celebrities, the wrestlers. You see, you got Archie Gouldie, also better known as the Mongolian Stomper. You know, you had the chair-swinging freaks have died. Axel Rotten and Balls Mahoney. Charlie Fulton. Christian Abel. Obviously, Chyna yesterday. Eiji Ezaki, better known as Hayabusa. Chris Travis. Lord James Blears. Mike Sharp, or better known as Iron Mike Sharp. And Robert Wyndham, better known as Blackjack Mulligan. So it's absolutely loads. It's more than one a week. I'd say 2 a week at least that we're losing at this year, and it's ridiculous. It's just been a bad year, really bad year. I've never known a year like it.
No, certainly not. That's it. So if you're a celebrity and you're listening, go and find yourself a nice padded cell and don't come out of it.
Pretty much. And if you're a wrestler who's retired at age 40 or above, I'd do the same. You know,
pretty much.
It's not good, especially if you're an ECW original.
Exactly. It's just. I would say it is generally getting out of hand, but at the end of the day, you know,
it's the lifestyle that they led. You know, Blue, and they're coming thick and fast. That's that's the thing. And I saw a tweet yesterday regarding I think it was Chyna's death. And it was a tweet by the Blue Meanie, and it just simply said, "I wish my friends would stop dying."
Yeah.
You know, he was around, in and around all these guys, in the ECW, with the ECW originals, and you see, like I say, all of his peers slowly, drop away.
Yeah, same as Stephanie McMahon put a tweet up earlier on today saying like how Chyna was the front woman of wrestling, how she defined the era that is known as the Attitude Era, which is absolutely true and spot on. You know, if it weren't for her, she was like a good third of the D-Generation X.
Well, yeah, she was one of the founding members, wasn't she? Along with Rick Rude, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H. Yeah,
exactly. You know, iconic fights between her and Lita. So
Ivory.
Ivory. Exactly. Trish Stratus, all that. It must be heartbreaking in the wrestling world, especially in the WWE.
I thought you say sorry. Go on.
Promotion. You know, especially in the WWE promotion, to lose such an iconic figurehead like Chyna. But as it says, I was listening to a report earlier on today, and a couple of days ago she was on a radio or podcast or something, or is it YouTube? And she was talking about setting up a healthy food farm thing, and all the comments and loads is, why is Chyna slurring? Why is she so out of it, more or less? So when you're in the industry of wrestling and come out of wrestling, there's not really much you can do. It's either you drop out, flop out, or you find your feet again and start again. So it could be drugs, it could be alcohol, it could be a bit of both.
Well, I've read somewhere. I don't really want to be speculating, while China's still warm, but it's apparently the police the police are investigating as if it was a overdose of some sort. Like I say, I'm going to take that with a whole container of salt because it's too early to speculate.
Definitely. Way
too early to speculate. It could be anything. But what's infuriating me about it at the minute is like Triple H and Stephanie McMahon have both made Twitter statements and what have you. But what's disgusting is it's taken Chyna's death for them to even recognise that she exists anymore, and actually, in a positive way. For example, when Triple H appeared on the Stone Cold podcast on the network. Basically, so I think Stone Cold asked him about the question about Chyna and why she's not in the Hall of Fame. And basically, Triple H's answer was he didn't want his kids Googling Chyna to find out who she is and then to come up with a porn work.
Yeah.
But, shouldn't she be... She was a wrestler more than anything. If anything, she's still more famous, not for being a porn star, but for a ring.
Being a wrestler.
Yeah, if you look on Google and you type in Google, I actually did this before. I've done this before she died. I typed just to test that. You type into Google, you go and type in Chyna. And there were no real mention of her adult work on that page.
Whereas if you type in Chyna nude or Chyna porn star,
exactly,
that's when it comes up.
Well, technically, you could do that for any. They call them divas. They're not divas anymore. You could do that for any female wrestler, and somebody had either done like a nude shoot, like Gail Kim, or Maria. Or people may have done fakes or something like that, and they'll come up, stuff like that. That'll come up but you have to actually specifically look for it. If you just
there you go, guys. You have now found Paul's secret. He Googles names to see if they come up naked.
Well, I was very disappointed, Alan. I did Google your name and nothing came up.
My arse comes up quite regularly.
True. This is it. But like I say, it's just utter bullshit that, Triple H, what Triple H says, I'll just type into Google, just type in the word Chyna, and look what comes up. At the end of the day, her wrestling work is priority over, her legacy. She's going to be remembered for her wrestling work more so than her porn.
Yeah.
She's going to be known as the first woman to hold the IC title. Original member of DX. She was the first woman to enter the Royal Rumble, and the fact that she paved the way for women's wrestling as we know it today. It's...
Definitely.
It's absolutely disgusting the way that, as soon as, she stopped breathing, WWE can go, oh, I know, we can acknowledge Chyna.
Yeah. There's way home from work this afternoon, BBC Radio 1, the Greg James's show, he had Chris Jericho on.
Oh, yeah.
And, that was one of the main topics when they were talking. And Chris Jericho was going on, saying, she's the defining woman. She paved the way for everyone and everyone.
Well,
looked up to her.
He's going to have a lot to say, though, in that matter. And if anything, I'm not a big fan of Chris Jericho, but if he's going to talk about Chyna, he's one of the few guys that I will actually genuinely sit down and listen to.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He was around when she first popped up. So.
Not only that, they had a really good program at the beginning, I think 2001, roughly 2000, 2001. They had a really good little feud going on.
Yeah.
It's one of them, but, they work together a lot.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly. I think they even had a WrestleMania match, didn't they? At one point, possibly. I might be wrong.
I probably need to look up that.
I need to.
If you've got listeners out there unsure or not really heard much of Chyna, if you didn't, shame on you. Go look it up. But Chyna first came on the scene in 1997. By 2000, she was literally a household name. Everyone knew who she was.
Yes, and she wasn't known for just, being in the women's division. She was, regularly, on a regular occurrence, wrestling men and, showing them up in the ring. And like I say, part of what made Chyna great was the fact that it doesn't matter who you are, man, woman, whoever you are, you can achieve what you want to achieve.
Definitely.
You can achieve what you can achieve. And I do think that the wrestling world will be in mourning, and I think it'll take a while for people to recover. Well, the wrestling world to recover from this one, and our thoughts at Wrestlebox are with Chyna's family and friends at this time.
Yep, definitely.
And if there's not a tribute on the next Monday Night Raw, there is something severely wrong. In fact, if there's not a tribute on SmackDown tonight, there is something wrong.
There'll be a tribute tonight.
At least just one of them pictures.
Yeah, I can see they're doing a 3-4 minute montage of her greatest moments.
I hope so. But what I hope if she's not in the Hall of Fame now, there is something wrong. And
I think there's a petition knocking round to get her in the Hall of Fame.
There's been a petition knocking about for the past 5 years, mate. She should have been put in when she was alive.
Oh, definitely.
But apparently they can't trust her to do a speech or something like someone heard someone say because she's done porn. I thought,
hang on a minute. We see with the done porn, right? And X-Pac's coming back into WWE.
Yeah, go figure.
Exactly. That's stupid.
These have women's wrestlers that did bleeding Playboy shoots. Actively promote that they're going to be the centerfold.
Yeah.
It's hypocrisy at its best.
Definitely.
But anyway, we'll move on to the Adam Rose situation. As you all know and probably aware, Adam Rose has been suspended for his second violation of the wellness policy, along with Connor out of the Ascension.
Yeah.
For this, actually, again for his second violation of the wellness policy, and has been given a 60-day suspension, the same length of suspension Titus O'Neil got. Remember the name this time. And since then, since we mentioned it on the podcast, he has. I've said he was obviously, taking something that he shouldn't have been doing. He's, so I joked at the time it weren't the steroids, because he was that skinny. But he's done a statement regarding this, and it's pretty much almost career suicide. I believe this is what he's done. There's a statement here that he's written out. I'll go through it. It says, I was not going to respond to my suspension, but I feel I have to. I have 2 sons that will one day read that news about their daddy and a sister that died from complications related to a lifelong battle with heroin. So I feel the absolute need and right to respond and let the truth be known. I'm pretty sure the response will meet nowhere near the publicity my suspension did, and that this response is tantamount to career suicide. But I feel for my sons, my sister, and the rest of my family. You, the WWE Universe, have the right to know the truth over my suspension and what it was for. I will also quote my doctor in response as he was as shocked and appalled by the suspension. I can say right now I did not do anything knowingly wrong, and I was taking prescribed medication that my doctor and I followed to the correct protocol on. My actual response and doctor's response will be coming soon, so before you judge, know the facts. My family and I are still collecting ourselves from this blow. I have zero anger or animosity against the WWE, but feel the administrators over the WWE wellness policy were just simply not right in taking this action. I feel facts are the facts, and my family and I will let the ones putting our lives back together after this mess. My response will be up soon, along with my doctors.
Bloody hell.
So basically, what he's been suspended for is medication that he's taking for a recovering heroin addict. If anything, that is a kick in the balls. I mean, fair play to the bloke. If he's been addicted to heroin, I'm not going to pretend I've got I know all of Adam Rose's, or Leo Kruger, as he was known. I'm not going to pretend that I know his whole life story. I know Adam Rose as Adam Rose in the WWE. I never saw him before he debuted on the WWE. But if he's a recovered heroin addict and he's got himself clean and he's on medication to sort out side effects from said thing, then congratulations to the man.
Yeah, definitely. Able to him to go from being at his worst, and me and Paul from Blackpool in the UK, so if anyone's been to Blackpool will understand how bad drug-related incidents, drug-related everything is around Blackpool.
It's one of the poorest. It's one of the poorest areas in the UK.
Yeah, it's quite a deprived area. So we see all the junkies, sitting in the corner going, "Oh, you got any change, mate?" Or they're off nicking half a ton of stuff from, say, Poundland and all that. You know, we've seen it all. For him to go, no, I need to get my life sorted out. I need to get myself better. Him to go from dropping heroin, saying I'm done with this. I need to get fresh. I need to get a fresh start in my life. And him to go, right, okay, I've now got a name. I want to be in the WWE universe. I want to be a wrestler. I want to be known for being a wrestler, not for being the junkie that everyone else, like friends, family, people who know him back where he lives and all that. Says he wants to prove himself that he can do it. And for him to go, boom, look at me now, you know, several years down the line, and I'm still having problems with some issues. I'm getting medication for it, and for you guys to start slandering me because I've supposedly failed a drugs test. That's not right. That isn't right. It's like athletics. Now, athletics and cycling. Now, they're the biggest controversies knocking around at the moment. Russia.
They've been banned from the Olympics, haven't they?
Yeah. 3/4 of the team were banned from doping because they got caught doping. Cyclists, Lance Armstrong, or one Bolokov Armstrong. Yes. He was doping, and that was on the highest order. They were taking stuff to enhance themselves, to able to perform better at a higher standard that most of the athletics and cyclists were. Right? He is overcoming something of an addiction, and an addiction is not the most easiest thing to drop.
Exactly. These guys in cycling and the Olympics, athletics, this, that, and the other, they're taking some sort of drug to improve their normal abilities. Whereas Adam Rose is taking medication to bring him back to his normal capacity, or as close to his normal capacity as he possibly can get.
Yeah, you know, and for him to wrestle every week without fail, for him to produce what needs to be produced, and at a standard that, you know, the management are happy for him to wrestle. I tell you what, hats off to him. Fuck the management. Fuck the WWE. I can think of a handful of places that will quite happily go, come on, mate, come work for us. We'll do better for you.
That guy will make a killing in the UK.
He would, because utmost respect for him. You know, definitely. It's infuriating. It really is. You know, I've worked as a nurse, and I've seen states and people going, "Oh yeah, but you don't know what my life's like." Yeah, but I don't know what your life's like. Have you seen this bloke here?
This is it. You know, he's proof that if you want something, no matter, again, he's like Chyna in a weird sort of way. You know, if you want something hard enough and you've got a sort of addiction and you want to sort yourself out, that's proof that you can do it. And you don't need people kicking you in the balls, knocking you down, and putting brick walls in your way, like what he has done. And it's a shame. And I hope, you know, all fairness, I hope he comes back. I hope apparently, if you go to the rehab, in WWE's own rehab, you can get strikes knocked off. Now, obviously, if you have free wellness strikes, that's it, your job's gone.
Yeah.
Right? Adam Rose is on his second. If I was him, I would come back and do a course of rehab. Yeah. Get at least one of the strikes knocked off, and then come back into the WWE or NXT. You know,
start
fitter.
Fresh.
Yeah, start it fresh. Fitter, faster, stronger. And only that, there's a chance as well, because he's been away for long enough, he could rebrand himself. There's a lot of calling out there for him to drop the Adam Rose character and come back as Leo Kruger.
Yeah, it says, I'll tell you guys now, I work for the prison service.
Alan is a screw.
Yeah, so I work at a prison around the corner from us, which is an open prison. Well, I won't say open prison, it's a Category D prison. So I see this day in, day out. I see the struggles that people have to put in. I've seen the struggles where people are trying to strive themselves to get off the drugs, get their life sorted out, and get back on their feet. And for what Adam Rose is doing, you know what? He wouldn't be out of place in the prison I'm working in. So hats off to him. Keep going, mate. You've got plenty of support around. Fuck him.
This is it.
Fuck Vince McMahon.
I will get behind that. I'll get behind that. I did say I was taking the mick slightly last week on my podcast, so I will apologise for that. Now I know more about the situation. Get it all sorted soon, mate. It'd be nice to have you back.
Yeah.
I'm moving back, talking about the British scene, as we were just then. Preston City Wrestling have got a show this weekend. Me and Alan are not going.
I know.
Skint /
technically
work.
could have gone, but fortunately, being skint and paydays next week kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's not great timing and all.
No.
I'm working and couldn't be bothered booking it off. Darren's going though, and for punishment for not appearing on this show, because he was scheduled to be on here tonight with me and Alan, but pulled out in 30 minutes to go before the show. Alan is going to talk about the whole 3 shows of Preston City Wrestling all by himself next week.
Oh dear God! No one needs that. Do we have to let him do it, please?
We'll see if that or make him sing Chyna's full theme tune. So,
tell you what, guys. If you go onto our Facebook page and you feel like he's got to do a punishment or what's the word I'm looking for?
A poll.
Yeah, this is of I won't say a poll, but give us ideas of what you should do to him, because that would be absolutely freaking hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah, it would. And I'm saying this now. I'm not shaving his balls. I'm not touching anything to do with downstairs. And nipple clamps are definitely a no-no.
Unfortunately, Simon's already got there before us, so we can't do that. But, I'll tell you what, a little bit of fan interaction. Why not? I'm going to put a poll on the Wrestlebox Facebook page. To get to it, if you're not on the Wrestlebox Facebook page, you just search, go onto your web browser on your phone or on your PC, or www.facebook.com/Wrestlebox, and you'll find it there. I'm going to put a poll on there. Basically, 3 options. Darren Truby's punishment for not appearing on the show and letting us down half an hour before is A. He has to report about the PCW weekender, Springslam, all by himself.
Oh, I really, really don't want that. Don't go for it, please. I'm begging you.
B. That he has to sing the entirety of Chyna's theme tune, all of it,
good. That could be good,
live on air. Or C, something else that the listeners and members of the Wrestlebox podcast can suggest.
Now, if you want to see it on Facebook and you want to see pictures, I'm sure we'll quite happily take pictures of it all, and we'll put them on the all our media sources, everything from, I don't know, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. If we've got a Snapchat, I don't think we've got a Snapchat. We've got a Snapchat.
As of yet, no, but we can sort that out. At this moment in time, we have obviously got the Facebook page. We are on Spreaker. We are now on YouTube.
What the hell is Spreaker?
Spreaker.
No, never heard of that one.
Spreaker, we're on there. That's our main where we are mainly. But we're also on YouTube now.
Hey.
Which, as soon as we upload a podcast up to Spreaker, we go straight onto YouTube. No delays. I can possibly put some artwork up so you can see Alan's mug.
My mug's beautiful.
Well, I'm working on getting Twitter started as well properly, because we'll get the links for the podcast on Twitter. I'm working on getting us on SoundCloud and on Google.
Good.
And on Google. And currently, at this moment in time, I'm working on getting us on iTunes. So, we're going to be, going to be quite a few options to listen to us eventually. We'll get there. I've got time. We're not running this on a budget and pretty much doing it gratis. So, budget's there. The only thing I'm paying at the minute is the hosting fee on Spreaker, which is £3.50 a month. So,
And who said Blackpool wear skinflints?
This is it. So, it's cheap as chips, So, like I say,
Well,
plenty of time to get stuff sorted.
As I said, guys, we would love to hear more off you. So we'll love to hear what you want to do to Darren. We're happy to torture him to hell if you want.
Yes, it doesn't have to be PG. We're not a PG show.
As it says, a couple of weeks' time, we'll have our friend Mateus on, and Mateus loves ripping into Darren. I mean, when you're here next time we're there, when he comes in, you'll understand everything.
Banter City.
And so we'll get Mateus up at some point, and Simon as well, and the rest of the crew. Maybe Phil. Maybe.
Maybe Phil.
Maybe. We'll consider it.
We will consider it. The Wrestlebox whole crew will be there. So yeah, we need to do it. We will do it. And usually the Wrestlebox crew get together to go to Preston City Wrestling. Obviously, it's in Preston, the Evoke nightclub. Steve and Flood are working magic down there every single event. I was a little bit sceptical of the last show, so it wasn't amazing, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It was just your average, decent show. It was a laugh. I got a drink thrown over me by one of the hooligans. It was great. Yes, they've got Springslam this weekend, starting Friday, which is tomorrow. From what we're recording on a Thursday, so this will be going up tomorrow, hopefully, if not Saturday. So it'll be in the middle of the
Springslam series.
It'll be right slap bang in the middle. So we'll go through it now anyway. Maybe with some predictions. There is a PCW prediction league if you are into your British wrestling and you do follow a bit of Preston City Wrestling. There is a prediction league. Just search for it on Facebook, the PCW Fan Prediction League.
Who's leading that at the moment?
I believe it's Duncan Clark. I was in second. I've dropped to fourth. But yeah, you need to get yourself involved, Alan. It's not too late.
I know. It's just having the time to do it.
It takes 5 minutes. All you got to do is go through the card. I usually post the card. You go through it. You list your names of who you think's going to win, and that is it. That's all you do. It's as simple as that. There's no fee. It's completely free. It's all for fun, bit of banter, and just take
Richard. Darren's a bit of banter.
Yeah, and just take Richard J. Pate. Bless his little heart, with a pinch of salt. I'm not to prove that I'm not going to be a complete git to him. Go watch his YouTube channel. It's the Rock's WWE page on YouTube. It's on Facebook as well. Give it a like. It's a bit of fun. Give him a listen. Give him a thumbs up. Let him know we sent you there. I can't believe I just plugged Richard J. Pate, but he's all right in small doses. But anyway, shall we get on with the card?
Yep, fire away.
Right. Show 1, we have T-Bone and Rampage Brown versus Shaw Samuels and One of the Firm. So, Shaw Samuels is undefeated at the minute still. So I would assume that Shaw's going to win. Just bear in mind, this is a non-title, as far as I'm aware. This is non-title.
I don't know. I'm thinking Team Singles got this.
Well, it's the build for the. Well, you weren't there, was you?
No.
Like I say, Bone won the Rumble, which means he gets a title shot.
Yeah.
And Rampage also has a title shot.
Could be fun.
It could be fun. But I think it's building for a Rampage Brown versus Bone match for the title at some point. But at this moment in time, I think Shaw's going to win this match. Then you've got the tag team quarterfinal tournament. You've got Fight Club versus War Machine versus the Hooligans versus the London Riots. I've put myself down as the War Machine to win this one.
I don't know. The London Riots could be entertaining.
They are good tag team. I've actually put them down to win the whole tournament, if I'm honest. But this particular match, I've got War Machine down to win, pinning Fight Club. That's what I've put down anyway.
All right.
Then we've got Mastiff versus the debuting Wolfgang. That's a tough one because they're very similar.
Yeah. The crowd's going to always want Mastiff to win because he's turned into quite a well-favoured wrestler in PCW. So
he's very babyface over there. It's not sort of babyface, no, but he's just that lovable bastard. He
is our favourite bastard, literally.
Yeah, who's our favourite bastard?
So
yeah,
I will go with Dave Mastiff.
I've put Wolfgang to win on his debut.
All right.
But I think it might be a bit of a fuck finish because the London riots, possibly interference. There's a bit of an animosity going on there with Mastiff and the Shah and what have you. Next matchup is Lionheart versus Sammy Smooth. I think no-brainer Lionheart for this one. Just builds the momentum. Sammy Smooth, it's not quite his debut. He was on the Rumble. Then next up is potentially match of the weekend. Well, not match of the weekend actually, because there's an even better one further down the line. I think it's on day 3. Yes, it is. We'll get to that later. It's Noam Dar versus Matt Seidel, better known as Evan Bourne.
Noam Dar again. He's coming out of his shell big time.
Yeah, he's a massive. Like I say, he's got the chance for WWE now. He's got, like I say, I've said before, he's got age in his favour. He's only 22, 20, maximum 20, maybe 23.
Yeah.
He's got all the time in the world. He could spend another 5 years holding his craft over here, and it would not hurt him. Really would not hurt him. I think the best place for him at this moment in time would be NXT Performance Center. If he is going to go to WWE, it'd probably be better sooner rather than later. But it's really not going to dent him too much if he does end up staying in the UK for maybe 2 or 3 years longer. As for his opponent, I just hope the lights are secured.
Watch the lights chant. Here we go.
Yeah, because he's going to get airborne. He's going to do the shooting star. I'd love to know how he's going to do it under that ceiling. I really do. But saying that, Mark Andrews, he managed it there, so it is possible. Only just, but it is possible. I mean, we've seen wrestlers actually hit their heads off the lights in that place. One that springs to mind is Juventud Guerrera. Completely took himself out on one of the spotlights. Absolutely amazing to watch. So funny. The next matchup, mate. Are you ready to mark out a little bit?
Go on.
Dalton Castle and his boys. You've never seen Dalton Castle live, have you?
I haven't, no.
Oh my God.
I've seen a couple of YouTube videos and they are quite impressive.
He's amazing. I've got my photo taken with him at the ROH weekend. He's amazing. He's the reason I'm gutted I'm not going. But then he's got his tag team partner, the Honky Tonk Man.
The Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
The Honky Tonk Man is there. Dream team for me. Versus possibly my favourite tag teams in PCW in a minute, Garrett and Smith, otherwise known as IRL. Interracial love.
Not to be any racist or anything.
Oh, you've not seen them wrestle as a tag team, have you?
I have not.
No, he's Smith's the guy that me and Matt decided we're going to get him over.
Okay.
At PCW, and we just chatted the shit out of him, and he got over. But yeah, we've coined IRL. They were called Interracial Love, but we just shortened it to IRL.
Interracial Love.
It's not us at fault of that. That's either Charlie Garrett's, Smith's, or Fludder's creation.
Fludder's creation.
Yeah, so we're not taking the blame for the IRL bit. They can do that quite happily. But yeah, it looks like I've put Dalton Castle and Honky Tonk Man. It'll be the fun tag match of the night. It just screams fun. So
Definitely.
It should be good. Then we have Ligero versus Martin Kirby versus Bubblegum versus Liam Lazarus, which should be a belter of a match.
Oh, it is. When you got Ligero and Bubblegum in the same ring, it's always entertaining.
Yeah.
They are ridiculously good fun. And they know how to play off each other. I think because they travel around so much together as well and fight each other at other promotions. They know how to make a match work.
Yes. Ligero and Kirby have that chemistry. Bubblegum's worked with them for years. Liam Lazarus, I think this is his debut at PCW. I'm not 100% certain on that. Next, although the only thing else that's on the card for that show one is the Leston Rees doing the Alpha Lock Challenge. Because he's having a rivalry at the minute with Chris Masters.
Yep.
So he's doing sort of similar, it's like the Master Lock Challenge, but it's the Alpha Lock.
Okay.
I've put down, because he's got a match next night with Dalton Castle. My prediction is that one of Dalton's boys is going to try and attempt it. And it's going to lose.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll lead into like a little feud into the next day. So
probably. Speaking
of which, we will go. Talking of going into show 2, there's only 3 matches as far as I'm aware that's been announced so far. We have Shah Samuels versus Noam Dar in a non-title match. I think Shah's going to win again, keep his undefeated streak going.
Yeah.
It's mad. He's been there nearly 2 years. He's still undefeated. There must be some sort of payoff coming soon. Must be.
Definitely.
Then obviously, like I say, you got Leston Rees versus Dalton Castle. I think Dalton Castle's going to go over on that one. And how's this for a match that's coming now? Next, mate? Dave Mastiff versus Matt Seidel.
Matt Seidel. Wow, there's a name.
Yeah. Otherwise known as Evan Bourne.
No, go with Matt Seidel. I'm going to have to. Can't have Dave winning both days.
Well, why not? He's got to look strong, hasn't he? Say show 3, you got the Honky Tonk Man live in concert, apparently. So hopefully someone will come in and just blast him over the end of his guitar or something. Or he'll blast somebody else. You got obviously you got T-Bone versus Shah for the title. That'll be an absolute brutal match, and that will go all over the Evoke. That'll go everywhere.
That would be funny.
It would be amazing, and probably put the screen through at the bottom of the stage now. So that should be interesting. You have Rampage Brown versus Noam Dar. Good, that'll be a great little match.
That'll be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Because they're both completely different weight limits.
Yes.
But Rampage Brown, not only is he a fucking brawler, but he's quite technical. Whereas Noam Dar is very technical, very fast, very agile.
Yeah, he's not your typical strong style sort of guy, is he? He's just your technical ground and pound kind of guy.
Yeah.
Next up, then you have, I'm going to save that one to last. You got Ligero versus Dalton Castle. That's going to be a fun match. That's going to be a comedy match. See it come in. It's going to be great. I put Castle a win. Yeah. So it's going to be Ligero. I love Ligero in comedy matches. Especially his matches with
Madman Manson. Sorry.
Hey.
Hashtag bring back Manson.
There you go. Got to get it in there somehow. Got to get it in. Hashtag bring back Manson.
Genius.
Yes, the man is genius. Then you have Lionheart versus a mystery opponent. So we aren't going to know that until the day. Darren's going to be there for it, so he can, he'll be able to tell us first. Well, actually, that's a lie. I will know on Saturday night because I'm marking the prediction league. So I'll be looking at Wrestle Ropes and looking for the results there. And then the last match let's save to the last, which I think is going to be match of the weekend by an absolute country mile. It's going to be Matt Seidel versus Bubblegum. Think.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a weird setup.
Think Mark Andrews versus Bubblegum versus Chris Travis. That kind of awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one.
That's going to be amazing. I mean, look how Bubblegum can go. Bubblegum can sell. Bubblegum could do he can work with any fucker. He could wrestle a mop with Bubblegum and make it look $1 million. Matt Seidel, he just bounces around like a bouncy ball.
So it could be an interesting. Oh, I'm gonna have to say Bubblegum.
I think I've said Bubblegum as well. Not 100%. Makes no sense to have Seidel go over when he's not going to be there that often. But saying that Bubblegum's good at putting people over, and he doesn't mind, taking one on the chin for the company. So potentially, Pip, he's a good company guy. So
definitely,
I think it's hard to call that one, but all I can say is that it's going to be one phenomenal match.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I can't say the word. I was going phenomenal. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, we'll go with that.
You are now tuned in to the world's greatest. Tonight is the night. Bright lights, high cloud. Yeah, we keep the flow down. Everybody get loud. Tonight is the night. A-list candles slowly burning to the ground. Everybody get down. Tonight is the night. We stay grinding while our feet kept rising. Steady climbing, now we on top. It's not something you get. It's just something we got. 'Cause I don't know if you know if you know we playing or not. Tonight, lights flashing when we step in the place, and you can feel the raw excitement from the look on their face. It's like the prize right in front of us.
Right, and now we'll get into our Raw talk. I don't know if you've seen Raw yet.
Not really. I've not had a chance to. Caught last week's, but I'll catch this week's Raw on Saturday.
Yeah, you've got a rough idea what's been on there, what's happened.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, it was from the UK. It was at the O2 Arena in London.
Yeah, they've been doing the full travels around the UK.
Yeah, they're doing a UK tour at the minute. They were in Newcastle. They've been in Birmingham. They've been in London, obviously.
Nottingham.
All over the show. They never do fucking Blackpool, though. NXT came to Blackpool, didn't they? You know, over Christmas. You know, William Regalville, even though he's not technically from Blackpool. But, sorry?
He's a bloody codhead.
He's not a codhead.
His mother lives in Fleetwood.
Yeah, lives in Fleetwood doesn't mean he comes from there. That's like me saying I'm going to live in Jamaica. Does that make me a Rasta?
Depends how much ganja you smoke.
You know. Yeah, they don't ever come to Blackpool. They came to Blackpool for NXT. You know, the Blackpool crowd was absolutely electric. Absolutely electric. You know, you didn't go to the NXT show, did you?
No.
Did you see any of the photos I took?
Oh yeah.
You know, we was
really good seats.
We had good seats. They were in the top balcony, but you could literally see everything, and it weren't too far away because of the setup of the building. It was like the only way I could describe it. It was a slightly bigger Hammerstein Ballroom. It was the Empress Ballroom in the Winter Gardens in Blackpool. Great venue. I think it was the smallest venue of the tour, and it was nice. It was a good little venue. We had, you know, there weren't a single bad match really, apart from the one Nia Jax was involved in. But less said about that, better.
PCW's used it as well, so
they have. Yeah, they've used it. They didn't get anywhere near as many people in, but it's you know, you're not going to get the casual fans. That PCW tends to be people, you know, who are hardcore into their wrestling, especially in the UK, or passers-by. You know, definitely. People don't tend to go, you know, they won't cross the country for it like WWE. Because it's just, you know.
I beg to differ, you got all the Yorkshire lot.
Yeah, but they're diehards. They're diehards. The less said about me than the Yorkshire lot, the better. So, you know, I don't want to get myself into trouble. But, we'll go into Raw. The crowd were quiet. You know, normally you get, unless they've obviously been dubbed down a bit by WWE, which there has been, I don't know if you've noticed this, at WrestleMania, the audio for the Roman Reigns Triple H, it was quietened down. Now, if you go to the Wrestling Soup and listening to one of their Saturday morning shitboxes, I don't think it's the last one. It might have been the one before. They had the audio for the full match at the very end, 30 minutes worth. And you can tell, if you play it side by side by the one that's on the network, you can tell hugely that there's a huge difference. WWE, it's what I don't get why just let the crowd have a natural reaction, let it come across at home. You know, I think the show would be better for it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You know,
well, it's kind of a bit of a letdown when they have to dumb down the crowd.
Yeah, it's not the true feeling, is it? You know, they give, it's like it's their way of also trying to force feed you.
Yeah.
You know, someone. And
it should be organic. You sit down for Saturday Night Raw, for watching Wrestling in the morning on Saturday to catch up. Now, if you're watching anything live, right, you'll get to see him hit with a chair or hit with something. On like the Saturday show, they blank it all out. It's like, well, no,
yeah, they'll switch suddenly to the crowd, won't they? But that's because of the time slot in the UK, and they're a lot more anal about it. In America, I think it's slightly less stringent. There's a lot of censoring, but it's fucking even worse in the UK.
Definitely.
Much worse. But yeah, okay, the actual Raw itself was decent. It was actually another good Raw, so that's 3 on the bounce we've had.
That was it's the whole Shane McMahon taking over sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but I've got issues with that, which are well publicised on this podcast.
Mm.
You know, I don't think he should be there. There should be a continuation of
the story,
stipulation and storyline. He shouldn't be anywhere near a WWE ring. He should, if they're following it up, he shouldn't be anywhere near. He should be ostracised from the family. He shouldn't have anything to do with wrestling again. You know, it's one of them, isn't it? If anything, like I say, the result of the match
was pointless.
Well, yeah, because effectively, Undertaker may as well have lost.
Yeah.
You know, it's ridiculous. And it made more sense if Vince McMahon was coming out. The only time he's come out was that morning after Raw. But he's not been out and said, look at the mess you've made, this, that, and the other, you know. But he's not. He's not come out and done that. It was supposed to be a one-show deal. So look, you've made, you know, have a go at it, just so you know, just so you can see how much of a fuck-up you would make it. But he hasn't done that. You know, if he's playing the heel and that's what he's meant to be doing, he should be coming out and saying, look at the fucking mess WWE Monday Night Raw is. This is not what I envisioned Monday Night Raw to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's still the boss. He can still do that sort of thing, kayfabe.
Although I think what they've tried to do with Roman Reigns, side him up with Bray Wyatt, was it last week's that one?
Yeah, but that's not going to happen for anyone.
Genius idea.
It was.
Everyone loves Bray Wyatt. Everyone hates Roman Reigns. So every time Roman Reigns went in the ring, everyone booed. Every time Bray Wyatt went into the ring, everyone cheered.
The Wyatts are fucked no night at the minute because Wyatt got injured. I don't know if you know about that.
No, I did not.
In Milan, he got injured. He was on the European part of the tour, and he got injured. He's hurt his leg, and we're talking 3 to 6 months.
Oh.
And the Wyatts were nowhere near Raw.
Yeah.
So what do you do? You know, because he couldn't even do anything with it.
Yeah. But I say, I'm a massive Wyatt family fan. I love, you know, I've got my ringtone is the intro music because I love it. It's just something fascinating about him, and I think I said this in the last podcast I was on that they need to do more with him, and it's nice to see him actually doing more with him.
There's now was the time, you know, the way he had momentum.
Yeah, definitely.
But like I say, with his injury and it's terrible timing on that part, it's fucked the Wyatt family up at the minute because, like I say, they've got no direction now. And like, you know, have you seen the Wyatts without the Wyatts? Apart from when they split Eric Rowan and Luke Harper up, but Luke Harper's injured as well. So all you've got at the minute is Braun Strowman and Eric Rowan. That is it. Now's the time. Like, you know, Eric Young, you know, potentially, I think he will be a Wyatt eventually because he's knocking about WWE. So he's a free agent at this minute, if you get what I mean. A bit like Bobby Roode is. I think the worst kept secret is that Bobby Roode's going to sign WWE.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if you brought Eric Young in and turned him into a Wyatt, like Bray Wyatt's cousin or something like that, or something like that, bring him in just while Wyatt's injured, because Eric Young can do a promo. Eric Young can go in the ring.
Yeah. Bring
him in, and it's the figurehead of the Wyatts until Bray Wyatt comes back.
Yeah.
You know, for me that would work. It's one of them. Like Eric Young's got the look, he's got the beard and all that lot, so it would fit in.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. But yeah, we started off Raw. Obviously, we'll talk about Raw. Raw was decent. We started off with a promo with Dean Ambrose in the ring doing the Ambrose Asylum, where last week he he hijacked Jericho's highlight reel.
There's nothing you cannot like about Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose is ace. He just, I think they're using him more of a comedy thing now. It's like same as using Goldust. I think they're more. He's more of what else can this Fruit Loop do next sort of thing.
He's sort of a cross between Mankind and Stone Cold at this moment in time.
Yeah, that's a good description. I like that.
Mixed in with a sprinkling of the Sandman. It's one of them. Sandman, I mean, by his look.
Yeah.
Not into smoking fags and things like that. Pretending to be blind. But anywho, yeah, he hosted the Ambrose Asylum. Shane comes out to a massive pop. Sami Zayn, Owens in the ring. Jericho then comes down. Start, a bit of, banter between a lot of them. End of the day, we get 2 matches for Payback locked up out of this promo. We get Chris Jericho versus Dean Ambrose at Payback. And we get the internet cream dream of a match at Payback, which I predicted on the last podcast, Zayn versus Owens. I cannot wait for that match. That's going to be the opener in a series on pay-per-view. Tell you now.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Yeah,
if there's anything to go by with WrestleMania this time,
it's gonna end in, I reckon, a ladder match at SummerSlam of some description. It will end up that way. I can't wait. I really can't wait. It's going to be amazing. I'm actually looking forward to Payback for these 2 matches on their own. Jericho, Ambrose, Zayn, Owens.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to find out.
It's good. Yeah, I'm going to have to watch it the day after because I think I'm working the following day.
Yeah, after WrestleMania this year, mate, I've made a conscious decision that I am not staying up. It's a bit different in the UK if you're listening outside the UK or if towards the United States. We have to stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning, to watch a pay-per-view. It's
don't get me wrong, if I'm off, which I'm hoping I am, I will watch it at night. But if I'm on, then no. Simple as. 7:30 starts, we'll be going to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. No thanks. Especially if I'm up at 5.
I'll save it until I'm on a paid sleep, I think. Because Alex Allen said he's a prison officer. I'm a social worker. Working sort of like a social worker, sort of a support worker actually. Working in supported living, and I get paid to sleep over. So I can do that. I can watch a pay-per-view then on my phone, rather than going to sleep straight away. Because I can't sleep straight away when I'm not in my own bed anyway. So yeah, I'll do it then. So, but yeah, we've got that match. We've got, like I say, already locked in is AJ Styles versus Reigns, and I'm just intrigued what the AJ Styles is going to do with that, stiff piece of shit.
I still think it's too early for him to jump in.
I don't, because AJ Styles has got a reputation for being a main event player in TNA, in New Japan, in ROH. Why not? It's when in WCW when the Outsiders came in, they came in as main eventers. As in Hulk Hogan came in. He was main eventing straight away in WCW on the back of his reputation in WWE. It's one of them. He's got a reputation. People know about him. The real, hardcore wrestling fans who have followed him all over the world will know who he is.
Yeah.
Then you've got the angle. Well, speaking of Styles, actually, well, we're jumping forward a bit. There was an angle where you obviously must have seen the debut of Anderson and Gallows.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as Bullet Club. Yeah, they did a little sort of angle with AJ Styles because he was part of the same group in New Japan. They've actually acknowledged that. Didn't mention the Bullet Club, but he mentioned, that they were friends in New Japan. As a faction.
Yeah.
And he had sort of like a thing where they went off to catch up, sort of thing. Anyway. Before that, though, we did have a match. It was Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho. And that's the opener to Monday Night Raw. The opening match for you on Monday Night Raw is Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho. Just shows the talent that we've got at the minute on WWE.
Yeah.
You know, I made this point with Darren last week. You know, you look at people saying, "Oh, the talent's shit." You know, all this, you know, WWE's nowhere near as good as it used to be. Look, I want the attitude era about this, that, and the other. I call bullshit on that because could you name the main eventers in the attitude era, Alan?
Main eventers?
The main event guys, you know, you know.
I could probably name in one hand, to be honest.
Go on then.
So you've got The Rock.
Yep.
You got Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yep.
Shawn Michaels.
Yep. No, well, it's the very beginning of this attitude era of Shawn Michaels, but yeah, go on.
Yep.
Triple
Edge
H.
and Christian.
Edge and Christian weren't main event.
They were.
They were tag team division. They weren't main event.
Yeah, but both of them on separate occasions, especially Christian.
Later on.
When he did Hell in a Cell with The Undertaker.
When was that?
That was WrestleMania.
As far as I'm aware, Christian's never wrestled Undertaker at WrestleMania.
It was either Edge or Christian. It was one of the two, and it was a Hell in a Cell.
Edge, but that was not in the Attitude Era.
That was?
It was not. It was later on, about 2008, something like that, 2009.
Oh, okay.
2008, because 2009 was Shawn Michaels.
Our very own Shane McMahon.
It wasn't main eventing.
He was. And same
well, I'm talking about your regular main eventers who was there all the time. Likes of your Undertaker, your Triple H, your Shawn Michaels, your Kurt Angle, your Mankind, your Big Show occasionally, Kane occasionally. You know,
see, Kane's one of those wrestlers that he's there, but in the background, he's
upper mid card. In the Attitude Era, he was in the upper mid card. Solidly in there.
He's always going to be in the shadow of the Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. Oh, it's Undertaker's half brother. It's like, no.
Yeah, that's only because the Undertaker had 7 years more build. Than Kane did. That's the only problem with it. But yeah, you have to say about 6 main eventers that were regularly competing in the main event. You know, pay-per-view in, pay-per-view out.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about who's sort of in the scene at the minute. You have your Roman Reigns. You have your Seth Rollins when he comes back. You have AJ Styles at the minute. Up and coming Kevin Owens. Your Sami Zayn. You've got... Who else have we got up there? You see Dean Ambrose at the minute. You know, there's just as many now, and you've got people ready to come up who you know are going to main event. The people such as Finn Balor. You know, you've got Nakamura. Yeah, Apollo Crews is coming up. You know, he's on the main roster now. You know, people like that. You know, the talent is there.
So I'm going to have to stop a minute. One of my new cats is peeing in the sink.
Fantastic.
What the... Leaves! Leaves! Come here!
Look what the cat did.
She just peed in the sink.
Oh, you need to go.
I second your missus.
That had to be the most randomest thing I've ever just seen. To take it, you see the 2 new cats we got.
I have some pictures of it, yeah.
I don't understand pregnancy. You need to go. There's no excuse for it.
But it peed in the sink.
Where's the policeman with a policeman's helmet when you need it?
Did you need to go to the loo, my darling? See?
Oh, bless her. That was pretty cool. I can't believe that just happened. I just turned around and she just looked at me, and next to me, squatted in the sink, and I'm just starting to go...
You all know I'm recording this, and this is going at the beginning as an outtake.
Yeah, all the people who are listening have just got a new cat. We've adopted a new cat. 2 months down from where we live. Abandoned 16 of them. We've gained 2 of them. So, and This one we've
Brilliant.
got, it's called Serenity, and she just pissed in the sink, basically.
Fantastic.
So, she is pregnant,
She is-
but at the same time, that is absolutely freaking hilarious.
Your cat is now famous.
It's not being pregnant at all, does it? You need to go. you need to
Hashtag
go.
first world cat problems. That is brilliant.
Oh, that couldn't have timed that any better.
No,
Really
I
couldn't.
can't go over that. Anyway, back to what we were saying about...
Yes. I've lost fucking track. Yes, we're talking about main eventers in the Attitude Era. Oh, dear me. I'm going to keep it in as it is.
Definitely.
Keeping it in as it is. I'm not even taking it out as an outtake. That's staying in. That is brilliant. We had, like I say, I was just mentioning that, the talent at this on offer at the minute in the WWE is on par, if not better, than what we had in the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Just with the guys that are there at the minute, like Seth Rollins when he comes back, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, and people like that. People coming up as well. You've got your Nakamura, you've got your Finn Balor, you've got Samoa Joe, Apollo Crews, people like that. You've got amazing talents down there, and the future's bright. For WWE. Speaking of bright futures, we have a new tag team sort of on the WWE main roster in our next match in the tag team tournament that's happening, sponsored by Bootios.
There's a cracking video knocking round
Baghdad.
of Baghdad.
Yes, Baghdad.
We love Baghdad. And he's got it must have been his wife in the background or something, and I can't remember what it says.
Tell you've been eating your Bootios.
And a packet of Bootios rises out of on screen. I thought fantastic, brilliant.
It's absolutely amazing.
I was never a fan of a New Day. Never have been. I thought it was like, oh great, here we go. And then since about 4 or 5 months ago, I've gone, actually, these guys are great. They're fantastic.
They're just three guys that have given shit, turned it into gold, and thought, fuck this, we're going to have fun with it. And they've ran with it, and they're making money out of it. Fair play to those guys. The comparison that I can only give is Zack Ryder in 2012, but done right. Absolutely done right. But yeah, we had speaking of the New Day, we had the tag team tournament to find the new number one contenders. And we had the semi-final match of Enzo and Cass versus the Dudley Boys, and Enzo and Cass won.
Yeah.
And I am very, very happy about this because the Dudley Boys are there to promote new talent and bring new guys up and make them look $1 million. They had the promo battle. I'll be honest with you, I didn't see the promo battle. I wish I had done. I'm going to go back and listen to it at some point because I was at work while watching this on my paid sleep, and I think I got a knock-up or something like that, and I didn't get a chance to pause my phone.
Yeah.
But never mind. I'm just glad Enzo and Cass won. They go through to the final. Then after that we had the AJ Styles Reigns promo where Reigns got booed out the building very, very, very loudly. He needs to turn heel. He's trying to act like a tweener.
Yeah.
I'm not the guy. I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I am the guy.
Yeah.
And he's just acting like a badass, saying, "Look, bring all your friends." Bring this, bring that, I'll play knifey spoony with you and I'll win with a fucking spoon. That sort of thing. It's getting stupid now. If he's just getting that reaction where he's getting booed the fuck out of, just turn him heel and capitalise on it.
Yeah.
It's getting daft. Like I say, it just makes sense. Turn him heel. Have Rollins come back as a face and feud the fuck out of them.
Definitely.
When he comes back, have him, and he's saying straight back in the title picture. Straight back. You know, that's what I would do. Anyway, you'll be pleased to hear that Reigns got jumped and battered by Anderson and Gallows.
Good stuff.
You know, AJ Styles was walking off towards the ramp, and they got jumped by Anderson and Gallows. Now, apparently, they're working the angle where AJ Styles knew fuck all about it.
Yeah.
I can see heel turn AJ Styles here at Payback.
Yeah.
I can see it happening. I think that's what's going to happen, and I hope it does. And then we had, after that, we had a squash match. Baron fucking Balding. Oh, Balding Corbin, I called him, because he's got his hairline's receding. So Balding Corbin versus Fandango. We all know how this was going to go. End of days, jobs are good. And
Fandango. You can't beat Fandango. Fandango's there to have fun.
I bet he wishes he was on telly more.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I'd rather be on telly and have a fucking decent pay than, you know, just sit there and have fun.
Yeah.
You know, having fun doesn't pay the bills, unfortunately. But yeah, if you can have fun and get paid for it, then by all means. It sets up a feud for Ziggler and Corbin because Ziggler was at ringside and he got attacked and he came in the ring, and then Corbin gave him the end of days and then fucked off.
You
know, Ziggler's going to go on some sort of pay-per-view, possibly the pre-show. I can see it being a pre-show match at Payback and getting the shit kicked out of him to build this Corbin up. And I don't like him. He's just got nothing about him. This Baron Corbin. What do you think of him?
I don't rate him as a wrestler at all. He's an irritating person. All right, he can do what he can do, but it's the same as Roman Reigns. He's boring.
Yeah, he's got the size, he's got the build, he's not got the definition though. It just looks like somebody who's blessed with a body type and is lazy.
And he's got the sorting hat from Harry Potter for a stomach.
This is what I mean. You know, he's just, you know, he needs to get, for some wrestler of his size, he's an awkward shape. He's gangly, you know, he needs to have something about him. He needs to have, you know, he needs to at least do some fucking sit-ups. He needs to do something because his finisher's decent. That's it. That's all he's got. His finisher. You know, his promo skills are not bad, but they're not great. You know, he's just bland. He's a very bland wrestler with very colourful tattoos. Yeah. And that's all I can say about it, if I'm honest. I kind of switched off. Going into after that, we had a Miz Cesaro promo. Miz was awesome, quoting and reworking what's the film? It's got I will find you and I will kill you. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, Taken.
That's the one. Yeah, he was quoting Taken, you know, the phone call.
Yeah.
About the Intercontinental Championship. If you do not pursue my Intercontinental Championship, I will not find you. I will not, you know. And it is really, really good. I've always been a fan of The Miz. I've been probably one of the minority that's stuck with The Miz. You know, I even had a Miz t-shirt at one point. I do enjoy his work. I think he's great on the mic. And there's a reason why he does all these acting jobs is because he's good on, because he can do all this. You know, and he's gotten better. He's all right in the ring. I'm not saying he's a world beater. He's not going to be a world heavyweight champion anytime soon. But he's solid in the ring and he can do a job, much like Zack Ryder can.
Definitely, an entertaining wrestler. He's got that smugness about him, which I like.
Yeah, he's a shithouse heel, which is what you want. An absolute shithouse heel. But yeah, he's great in the ring. Cesaro, on the other hand, he's the other way. He's great at the wrestling. He's a world champion when it comes to the wrestling side of things. He can go with anybody. He can work with anybody. You know, he can step his game. He can step up to 11, just, you know, click of a finger.
Yeah.
You know, his promo skills, on the other hand, have got better, but he was stumbling a lot on his words last night.
Well, we expect he's Swiss, isn't he?
He is Swiss, but he was.
I like it. I like him because if anyone watches, has anyone seen Vin Diesel's Triple X? he reminds me of one of the henchmen from like the ex-Russian military mafia type person. He's got that look, and he's got that way of walking. And if he was to make a film, it would make a brilliant bad guy.
Yeah,
and I absolutely adore him. I think the next Transporter or something like that, or even the James Bond look. He's got that charm, and if anyone's seen, he did a promo in WrestleMania of him going over to Dubai, and then he was like promoting WWE and everything. The way he was walking, the way he was talking to people, I rate him as a damn good talker and wrestler. Fair enough, live he may have a few issues with, but you're not perfect at everything. Either I always say this: either you can wrestle, or you've got the charm. You can never really do both.
The thing is, though, Cesaro has got charm.
Yeah.
He has got charm.
Whereas if you look at The Rock can do, 3, maybe 4 moves, but he's got the charm. He knows how to rile up a crowd.
I'm sorry, but he's got one promo. That is all The Rock has, is one promo.
Yeah,
he knows matches.
Yeah, he knows how to rile up the crowd. He knows how to get them going.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of The Rock, if I'm honest, mate. He's like I say, he's got one promo. Which is...
I really don't want to say this because I detest this guy, John Cena. Same again.
He's very versatile as John Cena.
He can't wrestle to save himself, but he's got the admiration from all the kids, all the teenagers. He does a lot of stuff with charities and that. So, what was it, Make-A-Wish Foundation it's called?
Yes.
Yeah, Make-A-Wish Foundation. He holds the record at the moment for doing the most, turn-ups and everything. Yeah, so
most appearances. So, out of the ring, well, good on you, mate. I'm impressed you're doing all this work. You're using your celebrity status here. You're making kids happy. But at the same time, fucking hell, you can't wrestle for shit, mate. This is it.
So,
but like I said, talking about somebody that can wrestle is Cesaro. I love his new gimmick. Like the secret agent sort of thing.
The suit, I like it. It suits him.
The problem that I've got is his entrance music. Now, the entrance music on its own wasn't bad. If he didn't have the gimmick, it would be fine. The problem is, it's not. He's got the. When he comes out, he's walking in front of the gun barrel like James Bond does. He's going for that sort of feel. The ironic thing is, his original entrance music that he came into WWE with is a rework of Dean Malenko's entrance music in the WWE. And what was Dean Malenko's gimmick? He was a fucking secret agent.
Yeah.
So, go back to his original theme song. At this point, I think, it should be playing in the background as I'm talking now. And, you can, with that, imagine that song, theme tune, to his entrance now. And it fits so much better.
I can understand that.
In fact, as I'm going to play Dean Malenko's entrance music, it's similar without the lyrics. It's exactly the same but without lyrics. So I'll play Dean Malenko's entrance music here. And, you can leave some comments and tell me what you think. But that's what I think I would do. We had, like I say, a little bit of a promo, and then we had the match. The Cesaro, as he does his shtick, takes his suit off. Because The Miz said that he was supposed to have a match. Cesaro said he had a match with The Miz. The Miz said that he had a word and said there wasn't no match. Cesaro then said he went to Shane and said he got a match sorted. He ripped his shirt off. They said it was him versus the League of Nations, The Miz and the League of Nations versus Cesaro, when he ripped his shirt off and he had a New Day shirt underneath. So we had the New Day and Cesaro versus the League of Nations. Cesaro won with a neutralizer on Sheamus, which makes sense because it means that, you've got no clue on how Cesaro's going to go against the Miz. So there's no I've got one win over you, I've got one pin over you, this, that, and the other. Because it's the two different feuds sort of in together. Because the League of Nations are feuding with the New Day.
Yeah.
At this moment in time, so it was like 2 feuds in one, a bit like the promo at the beginning with Owens and Zayn and Jericho and Ambrose. So yeah, I dug the match. I dug where I did it. There wasn't that much in the match that stood out to me as such. It was just a solid Raw match. It weren't bad. It weren't great. It's just one of them. Did its job, and yeah, it was. It did its job to take forward the feuds of both guys in a way. After that, we had a promo sort of thing in the back with the SmackDown lead commentator. I can't remember his name now, because I've not watched SmackDown in a long, long time. I've heard lots of good things about him. Apparently, he's potentially the next Jim Ross. His last name's Morrow, but he's supposed to be good. He's a proper play-by-play guy.
Fair enough.
He's leaves the colour to because it's him and Byron Saxton and Jerry the King Lawler on SmackDown.
Yeah.
It's a good little team. So, but yeah, you have this sort of thing. He was in the back anyway, doing the backstage interview with Charlotte, saying, they had a section with Dr. Phil because Morrow was criticising Charlotte about how she won the match on Raw the week before, yeah? Next thing, Natty comes along, talks saying about, the match, saying how she wouldn't have won, she had her tapped out, and if Flair hadn't pulled the referee out, she would have won the Women's Championship. And now that they've got a match at Payback for the Women's Championship, but they've got, Natty's now got Bret Hart in her corner.
Yeah.
For a fact that Ric Flair and Bret Hart are going to have some sort of altercation, but I can't see Natty winning the belt.
I can go with that.
Reason being, Charlotte's on this run at the minute, and I don't think they can give it Natty. If they do, it's going to be brief. We had then the 8 women's tag match. I couldn't tell you who it was all the way. I know Charlotte was on one side with Team Bad, which was Naomi and Tamina Snuka and what's her name? Summer Rae versus Natty, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, and Paige. Paige actually got an appearance on Raw. But it had to, though, because it was in the UK, so...
Oh, yeah.
Cheap pop, it was huge. She got a massive, massive pop. It was a forgettable match, really, to be honest with you. At least the ending made sense, though, because Natty got Charlotte to tap out to the sharpshooter.
Mm-hmm.
So, they've got... Natty's got some momentum going in now, so it makes it a bit more believable. This sort of thing. Then you had the second semi-final of the tag team tournament. It was a fucking brutal match. Great match. The Vaudevillains won against the Usos, and that means your final is Enzo and Cass versus the Vaudevillains at Payback.
Yeah.
And that's an NXT Cream Dream match. Payback is looking better than WrestleMania at this moment in time. It really is looking better. Then you had a vignette after that for Apollo Crews, which was awesome. Just to highlight how good he actually is.
Mm-hmm.
We know how good Apollo Crews is.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
seen him in person multiple times. We've had a photo taken with him multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the most humble, kindest guys I have ever met kindest wrestlers I've ever met.
Definitely.
He used to come up to our corner at ECW, and we used to all get hugged. He used to just dive in. We was the guys that chanted his name through the photo opportunity. It wasn't even filmed.
Definitely.
We'd just be chanting at him, and he'd just come over in the middle of the photos and just come up to us and give us high fives and give us hugs and all this lot. Great, great guy. I love the man. But yeah, then he had a match after this vignette against Heath Slater. Obviously, the storyline was that the Social Outcasts were trying to recruit Crews into the Social Outcasts, and apparently there was there were names for him, because they've got the Mongoose and all that, the Axeman nickname. Apparently, he was going to be calling him the Cruise Missile. There was another name I can't remember now.
That's a good nickname, the Cruise Missile.
It is pretty awesome, to be fair.
It's pretty impressive.
I was impressed with that. Made me giggle anyway. But there was actually a stipulation in the match, whereas if Heath Slater beat Apollo Crews, Crews would have to become one of the social outcasts.
We don't want that.
If Crews won, then they couldn't bother him again, ever.
Yeah.
Right. Crews did win because it was basically a match to build him up. It was actually sort of decent match, you know. It wasn't a squash match by any stretch. You know, it was competitive. I like Heath Slater as a worker. He's this generation's Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah.
He's great at what he does. He's good at getting talent over. You know, he can sell. He can do promos. You know, he's a great guy. You know, he deserves to have a bigger spot. But he's good for being the company man. You know what I mean? This is why he's on Raw all the time. You know, he gets appearances on Raw just for this reason. But yeah, the crowd seemed dead for this match, which was a bit strange. It was a half decent match, but the crowd, you know, you could hear a pin drop.
Always the case. You know, if they don't feel like the match is good, you know, the match is always depicted. Excuse me. The match is always depicted differently on TV than it does when you're live.
True. This is it. Like I said, the perfect, you know, example of that is that match I told you about on Wrestling Soup, the audio from the main event of WrestleMania. But yeah, it seemed dead until the Crews hit a moonsault off the apron, and he suddenly seemed to become alive. You know, it was one of them. You know.
Yeah.
I still love his finisher. You know, the spin out powerbomb. You know, he just faces them up, picks them up, you know, like the electric chair.
Yeah.
Or not the electric chair, the atomic drop. Like an atomic drop. But instead of doing that, he spins them round and sit-out powerbombs them in one motion. It's glorious to watch. But what he doesn't do anymore, which I do miss, is the Uha combination. If you remember that.
Yeah, I certainly do. As it says, he's on a different persona now, so he can't really use it.
Yeah, you can still bring moves in and do things like that. It's like Seth Rollins when he was Tyler Black, he did the Phoenix Splash. He still does the Phoenix Splash. You know, just because you change your name doesn't mean your moveset has to change so much. But anyway, yeah, he got over. He's a future world champion. I could see him at least having either a US or an Intercontinental title match before SummerSlam.
That could work.
You know, I can see it coming. And then we had the main event, which was match of the night, Owens versus Ambrose. What a match this is. Two of my favourite guys right now, Ambrose and Owens. Owens, as you know, I've been a fan of Steve for years. You know, I got to see him live at PCW. You know, great wrestler. Ambrose, everything he seems to do is top notch.
Yep.
You know, and the match was that good. He got the only match of the night that got "This is awesome" chanted. So you know, the crowd was somewhat up for the match because obviously you know the guys have got a reputation.
Definitely.
Putting on stellar matches, so they were properly up for the match. Ambrose got the win via Dirty Deeds. But yeah, it was one of them. It was, you know, Owens looked good. Ambrose looked good. Owens really didn't look too bad for losing, if that makes sense. But it makes sense. It elevates the two guys, because the two guys that are feuding, Owens and Zayn, they both lost. Ambrose and Jericho, who at this moment in time were a higher part of the card, both won. So it makes more sense that way as well. No one's actually, in terms of the storyline, any better off or any worse until what happened after the bell. Because Jericho came from behind and hit Ambrose with a code breaker and stood over him at the end of the match show, and the screen faded to black. And that was it, end of show. It was actually a half decent Raw. I recommend you actually watch quite a bit of it. You know, there was actually no piss break matches, possibly with the exception of the women's 8-woman. If I'm honest, if you watch the last minute of that match, you won't have missed anything.
Well, it says I'll get onto it when I have the time. I'll probably be tomorrow. No, hang on, Saturday. Most likely Saturday.
Now it's on to our final segment of the show, where it's the random question. Now I've got a question here written down, which Alan has no idea what it's going to be.
Here we go. This could be entertaining.
It's more of a general question. It's not anything specific. Just something that we can just talk about possibly for 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, go for it.
It's right up your street, this.
Okay, that is kind of worrying.
I wouldn't be worried. I won't be worried. You can have a lot of content, I think, on this.
Go for it.
Darren's going to be upset about this, about missing this.
What
are your favourite wrestling video games, and why?
Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh,
told you. You didn't have to be worried.
Oh right. PS1 SmackDown.
Oh, by a mile. 1 or 2.
2.
Yes, I still have a copy of 2. In fact, I've got 2 copies of 2. I've got the WWF version and the WWE version, because before it went to platinum, it was still WWF. Yeah. When they turned it platinum, it was you had to get the F out campaign, because WWF, the sad panda, decided.
WrestleMania on the SNES.
I've never played that.
That was good.
I'll tell you what, I have played on the SNES. I've played an NTSC version of it, so I needed to use an adapter when I was younger. It was Royal Rumble. That was a great game.
That was really, really good, actually.
It was a great game. I remember me and my brother, we used to...
top it on the 3rd, because we'll do for 3, because you can't really say which one ever. WWF Attitude.
Attitude. Oh, that was on the PS1 as well, wasn't it?
It was. The moves were a lot harder to do.
It was more like a proper beat 'em up than a wrestling game, that though, wasn't it?
It was
more along the lines of it was more on the lines of a 3D battle, like Tekken or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because you had to do button combinations to do moves, didn't you?
Yeah, but WrestleMania was my first wrestling game I ever got. I had a handheld. Remember the cheap, nasty
LCD games.
Yeah, of a WrestleMania. That was good.
I remember the first wrestling game I ever played was Royal Rumble. Well, the first game that I ever sat down and took plenty of time playing was SmackDown 2. Now, I've got plenty of memories of that game. I remember going on the internet when I was at school and printing pages of, create a wrestler.
Yeah.
Sort of things. And, coming home and making Hulk Hogan. And coming home and making fucking Ronald McDonald. I remember having Ronald McDonald as my Intercontinental Champion on it, and his finisher was a spinning rat pancake. Obviously, he must have been working for the breakfast menu, though, I'll come up with that move. But, I've got other memories, such as when I was in a multiplayer match with my brother, and we used to have our own wrestlers. We used to put ourselves in the game. Now, you tell me who has never put themselves in a wrestling game. If you say no, you're lying.
Oh, God, no, I've done it.
Yeah, everyone's done it. I used to put everybody I knew in it, just take our own little fed sort of thing. But me and my brother put ourselves in a match. He always used to just have Ken Shamrock's head and Stone Cold Steve Austin's body and have Kane's moveset.
Yeah.
That was all he ever did. I used to proper make myself, complete with glasses in the ring.
Oh, definitely. I think I had the moveset of Matt Hardy.
I did. I used to want to, when it was in my late teens, I used to have the PS2 versions, Here Comes the Pain and SmackDown versus Raw. Yeah. And I used to put myself in there, and I used to dress myself as a wannabe Hardy, with the fucking fishnets and things like that on it, and being honorary at Team Extreme.
So, it was quite good. It was 360 in that. Can't remember which wrestling game it was. You could start importing your own music onto it.
Yes.
So
it was a fucked up way of doing it, though.
Yeah.
What you had to do was you had to get on the 360. What you had to do was you had to get the song that you wanted. Yeah, obviously I used to use YouTube. Say, for example, I wanted Adam Cole's theme tune for WWE 2K14, which I still play now. because it's the only one you can do musically. It fucking annoys me that you can't do it anymore. But I used to do that, get a whole list of them. Like I used to get Dalton Castles, I used to get Lion Hearts, I used to get, bless his heart, Trish Travis. Dave Rain is on one of them. I've even got Dave Rain's theme tune. Get Me Off by Basement Jaxx.
Yeah, this is what I had. My favourite song to use was Limp Bizkit's microphone theme.
Oh, yeah.
Results may vary, because it just worked.
Yes.
That or Korn's Twisted.
Well, what you had to do on the Xbox 360, though, was you had to get this particular song and just make one playlist.
Yeah.
A playlist of that song, call the playlist that song, and boom, it was straight. You could use it in the game then. Weirdly, you could just read it straight off the hard drive. Don't know why.
It's probably just the way it's softwared up.
Yeah, more than likely. But yeah, it was one of them. You had to do that. My favourite one of the newer games was WWE 12, 2012. I don't know if it was 2K12 or just 2012. I think it was WWE 12, wasn't it?
It was.
I think it's the one with Randy Orton on the front.
Yeah.
And it had the WCW Road to WrestleMania sort of storyline in it.
Yeah.
Where you had to create a wrestler one. That was fucking amazing. The storyline with Triple H and The Miz feuding on it was great as well. I enjoyed that. And then you had the Sheamus storyline as well, because he played as a heel in a faction called the United Kingdom. And it had Sheamus in it. You had William Regal was in it. You had Drew McIntyre.
Oh, God.
And you had Wade Barrett in it. And it was fucking awesome. And it's amazing how video games can have better storylines at the time than the actual product. It was insane. I'm trying to think of any other notable wrestling games that I've played. Tell you what I have got on my PC at the minute, I've never been able to get the hang of it, was the Total Extreme wrestling game, which is on my PC, which is basically you run your own promotion as the booker.
Alright.
And it's pretty damn good. It's not that dear either, if I'm honest with you. If you download it on your PC, mate, it should be easy. It was made in 2013.
Oh, I should be able to do it then.
I've got my Antique XP laptop, and it runs on that. So if you could run on that...
See, I'm posh, I've got a Windows 8, so...
It's not completely up to date, though, is it? It's Windows 10, but a lot of people hate it.
Well, Windows 10, not Windows 8, my apologies.
There you go, then. But, but played that. That's pretty damn good. I'm into my management games. I'm into my football manager games.
Yeah.
And at the minute, I'm playing a retro Formula 1 manager called Grand Prix World.
Yeah, I've played that.
It's fucking amazing.
Good game.
Love
Good
it.
Game.
But yeah, there's other wrestling games that I've played. One on the GameCube that I played, I thought it was great. It's been bad reviews, but I thought it was great. Was it All Star Wrestling?
All Star Wrestling, Jesus Christ!
Was it All Star or was it? I can't remember what it was called now. It had Hulk Hogan in it and all that lot. It had Eddie Guerrero in it. It was all right. It was made by Acclaim. It was run on the same engine as. Oh, that's a good game actually. I remember not playing, but not really mentioned. ECW Hardcore, Anarchy Rules on the Dream. I had it on the Dreamcast. Backyard Wrestling was awful.
Oh, it's a great game. It was that bad. It was great.
No such thing as in the games. I even played E.T. on the Atari, and that's bad. It's one of them that potentially it could be that bad it's good, but no, I'll be lying. I would be lying. I'm trying to think. What other wrestling games have you played?
I can't think off the top of my head, to be honest.
I played that Wrecking Hour game. It was basically Carmageddon, but with wrestlers. That was fucking awful. Oh, tell you what are good was the N64 wrestling games. If you remember that, WWE WrestleMania 2000 on the N64 was phenomenal.
Yeah.
it took me an hour to win a tag match because the tag partner were that quick to get in the ring. On a pinfall, it was great. You had to back the fuck out of both of them to win the match. It was great. The Titantron's videos were awful because it's an N64. They couldn't do proper video footage, but it was all right.
Yep, and good games.
Yeah, but anyway, it's one of them. If you guys at home have got anything, any video game memories that you want to share with us, let us know on the Facebook page. At facebook.com/Wrestlebox. We are on Twitter at Wrestlebox. We have just want to give a shout out to a couple of people. Go to them at the at www.twm.com for all your wrestling news and reviews. Also, go and give our friend Coxie the Legend a like and a listen to on Spreaker. Search for on Spreaker The Lost Art of Podcasting. He's also now on YouTube, so he'll be on there, as are we. Now we are also on YouTube. Like I say, we're working on getting onto iTunes. We're working on SoundCloud. Within a couple of weeks, hopefully, we'll have them all up and running. Anything you want to plug, Alan, before we wrap it up?
No, not really. Just keep listening.
Give us feedback. Let us know what you think of the show. If there's any features that you want us to feature, let us know. Anything you don't like, let us know. Just like I say, feedback, and again, more feedback. I've been Paul, the Hat Guy Flinders.
And I'm Alan, the Echo Morrison.
Yeah. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time on the Wrestlebox Podcast.
See you later.
Bye-bye.